Afternoon, another day at the workshop, and things are happening. Me and Saddam Hussein are doing things. Obviously, the Corolla is not the Corolla, MX-5 is pretty much ready to have an engine put in it. The Corolla's engine is pretty much ready to be put in the car. Thomas has another new bike, which is satin black. Like that is, like Thomas's S14 is, like that bike is, like the engine is. But more importantly, I got these. Honestly, I bought these because I like the badge and they're just cool. I didn't know much about them, but I knew I had to have them. And I'm really glad I did because they're cool as fuck. These are very, very old, but never used. I mean, look, they are brand new, unused, whole set turbos from, wow, from best as I can work out, 1959. Literally 1959. Not from the 60s or 70s or the 80s. These truly are antiques. 1959. They're awesome and they've never been used. The thing is, as I got them just because they just look cool as fuck. Look at the massive compressor housings on them. Turns out they're more than just cool looking antiques. They're pretty special, the design. I'm not sure yet because I'm not taking them apart. But just from what I can see, they're pretty amazing. Because the thing is, now turbos are all about, because it's a mass production thing, it's all about cost of manufacture and so on. When these were around, like I said, late 50s, money was no object. These were new technology. There was no cutting corners. It just, you know, what they were was what they were. And what these are pretty different. That's different for a start. That is not what a typical one looks like. They're twin scroll T3, which is always handy. The snail of the housing is way more complex and clever than a typical modern turbo. It truly is a proper snail. The wheel has got a hell of a lot of machining on it. I haven't looked at the wheels properly yet, but it's a lot of work. And even weirder, not weirder but cooler, you can't see at the moment, I need a torch, but you'll see in a second. Inside here, to me, and I've shown Thomas and he said the same without even me prompting it, it looks like there's fixed inlet guide vanes in there. So you know, like VGT has got movable inlet guide vanes, this seems to have fixed ones as standard in 1959. So yeah, pretty special. But I'm going to take one apart now because while they're kind of proper rare museum pieces, they don't actually cost me that much, and it's me, I got to. So I'm going to dismantle these now so we can have a look what the technology is. Because the thing is, fixed inlet guide vanes, if that's what this is, I'm pretty certain wouldn't be fitted to turbos these days. Not because it doesn't work or it's old tech, it's not. It's like newer tech than what we're used to. But it's just not value. And these, back when these were made, I don't think cost was ever an issue. So yeah, let's take one apart and we'll have a look. Alright, so first thing off, that is just a flange. Nothing interesting there. Does make the turbo look cooler though. Right, that's the bolts in done. And off it comes. Holy shit. Thomas, look at this. Okay. Yep, as I suspected. Where's your technology now? Bloody hell. I've said over and over again over the years, car technology, engine technology, turbo technology hasn't moved along as far as people think. Look.
Jesus.
That is fucking cool as fuck.
It does not surprise me, to be honest. It does not surprise me.
That is awesome.
Here's the quality.
Also, I'm not sure about this, but I will get your opinion. Look at that. That there looks to me like
but that's the return, right?
oil. It's the oil return. I reckon that's a pressure valve, a bypass. To, if there's too much pressure, that opens. That there's a hole in the middle, and it looks like a pin opening. I reckon that is so in case there's too much oil pressure, rather than it pissing out the seals, like you know we used to, needing a restrictor. It's got an inbuilt pressure release. I'm not sure, but that is what that looks like to me. That looks like it's a pressure release from the core. It'd be a spring-loaded pin.
You have to keep taking this apart because it's beautiful.
But that is fucking fixed guide vanes in 1959.
Does it come off?
I don't think so. It probably does. It looks like it's pushing, But yeah. But yes, mega.
So we say it.
Trying to work out what this is made of too. It don't look like the typical material they use these days. That looks like the same material
on the aeroplane stuff.
The aeroplane stuff, but not just that. I've got a video of an 80s F1 turbo engine, Renault, and the turbine wheel on that looked like that, like oddly shiny, like it's stainless steel, when obviously they're not these days. So I'm not entirely sure what it's made of. But it was the same writing. Again. Huh?
The original writing.
Yeah, yeah.
41.3, 41.
Yeah. And yeah, so I'm not sure. But it's not the normal material they're made of these days. Kind of looks, don't know. But it's fucking cool. It's definitely a different design. Because this is, I don't even feel like metal. This bit almost feels like a ceramic. Feel it. Doesn't feel metal. Feels scratchy, almost like it's a ceramic thing, which obviously is heat, so ceramic kind of makes sense. Don't know. This is from so long ago, I don't think anybody fucking knows. But
really like the snail.
That is cool as fuck.
Because you got this core goes disappears here.
Yeah.
You see this one disappears here, and this disappears 180 degree, the opposite way.
Yeah.
So they really like.
Yeah, it's clever, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot more expensive to make like that, but it's.
So you have this side covered and this side covered, all pressurized.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Plus fucking guide vanes. And you can probably be sure that wasn't even, it's 1959, so this won't even be a machine. This would be some geezer making that, welding that by hand. That's awesome.
Usually some lady.
Well, yeah,
back in the day in the factory.
Yeah, chances are. But yeah, whole set. But yeah, awesome. Wonder what I'm gonna. Well, I know the compressor looks weird, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, fucking inlet guide vanes as standard.
This may be more efficient than we actually think.
I'm relatively convinced it's more efficient, or I don't know how to explain, but for its size, as in wheel sizes, I reckon it's going to be about as efficient as a modern turbo without all this fancy shit. I bet I would say modern turbo wheel technology is probably improved, but you haven't got housing designs as fancy as this and stuff like that, so it balances itself
back
out.
in the day on this, you don't have all the computer design programs, that simulations and all that stuff, flows, so it really is few blokes sitting there designing stuff, putting theories down. It's like
trying stuff,
if we're gonna do this, it's gonna work good, let's try it.
Because that's the thing, this is like, you know, 1959, so it's not a million years after World War II, and that's where technology really went forward.
Exploded,
War always makes technology go forward. And, you know, people think, you know, like, you know, VGT and movable inlet guide vanes are like a big modern thing. 1959 says you're wrong. So, I've never seen that before. I mean, that's the thing, I'm a fucking turbo geek, but I've never dealt with turbos from the 1950s. And, that isn't, I did not expect that. This is I'm interested in, 'cause it looks like on a modern turbo, the actual compressor housing is what does the compressing. On this, it looks to me from what I saw through there, like it's got a separate bit that compresses and it kind of diffuses into this and then out. It's like
expansion
chamber. Like an expansion chamber. Yeah, it's not where it does the compressing like a conventional turbo. Where it does the compressing like a conventional turbo is inside in another layer. Because when I first saw the picture, because that's what kind of made me buy it. He had a picture side on, and I could see in there, so I zoomed in. I zoomed in. And it's like, what the fuck? That's different. I want to buy this to at least have a look. Because I almost thought it might be a double compressor.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a single compressor wheel, but in a second housing. I don't know. I'll find out in a second. But yeah. I guess I'm going to take this housing off, aren't I?
Keep taking it apart. I want to see it.
Yeah, it is. But
I guess you want to put this back on it.
I don't ever want to put it back on. It's awesome. It's fucking... But yeah, let's take this off first, and I might sit that back on it just to help. It's good that it's brand new. Everything comes apart like so easy, just by hand. I wouldn't be.
That's how obviously men they used to do on there.
Oh shit!
They used to work on there.
Then how do we get it apart? Look.
Okay.
Is that like a...
Okay.
Oh, hang on, it might come out anyway. Or maybe not.
No, hold on.
That's some kind of C-clip, circlip. Yeah, it is. It's a... Oh, yeah, it is, 100%. Have you got a good size one? The holes are massive, so... the hole's big, so you should be okay.
Let's see if that... I think it's too big.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I think you have to slide it in.
Huh? What, this?
Yeah.
That's it, you got it? That's it? Yes.
Take it out now.
Yeah, I was right, look. The wheel is not visible.
Do you want to put it in here? So?
Yeah, why not?
This should come off.
Nah, leave it.
It's from the pins, is it?
Huh?
From the pins.
Is it pins? Yeah, because this will come off, but looks like... No, I'm not sure.
You want to... There you go.
Ah. Uh-huh.
This.
Hell.
That's what it is.
That is...
But then it's very thin, so that's... What a beauty.
That is very different to a modern turbo. So yeah.
You can see the spray button.
Yeah. So.
They even knew the pattern is going to be here. They put this on the angle, you see? You see that hitting there?
Yeah.
You can see clearly here. This is exactly the, the angle. They put this exactly at that angle.
That's fucking clever, that is.
Very nice.
Some fucking good machining for 1959.
Yep.
And like even on the back of the housing, there's obviously it's not CNC, but it's lathe marks, but super nice lines, like a billet wheel is today, like real fine.
This is built by hand. You can see here, has been debuted by hand.
Yeah. But yeah, so the compressor housing, which is super light, is just a chamber. It does all the compressing in this bit.
This looks very much like aeronautic technology back in the day. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, compressor wheel, the inducer shape and design is the same as Mitsubishi TD series turbos right up until very recently. They were like this, like with lots of big blades. I mean, how big's that? I reckon that's about 55, 60 mil inducer. So it's are you gonna find some calipers?
Really curious.
50. 52.
53.4.
There you go. Well, put a,
53 and a half.
yeah.
53
Well,
and a half.
for example, a wholesale HX35 is 54. A typical 600 brake HX55.
You can call this 50.
So yeah, it's pretty much. I thought it was. I don't know. Obviously, efficiency is going to be part of it, but this inducer size, if this was a modern efficient turbo, is a 600 brake turbo. This, no. But it's at least 400 a pop, probably more. But it's, yeah, 1959. The main difference is, oh, that's another thing as well. Have you noticed? I didn't even think of that. Why the blade looks different? Because there's nothing, and there's the blade on a modern turbo. Yeah. This is sealed. This is solid. Do you know what I mean? The blades, but this has got this plate instead. Because the modern turbo, there's nothing behind it. In this, it uses the back plate as the part of the wheel, unlike a modern turbo. So that wheel would technically be lighter by design, because it's it doesn't have to have that bottom bit. Yeah.
Just have to be flat.
Yeah. So thinking about it, the design's not very different. I thought, oh, that's a weird design, but it's not, because it doesn't have to be with this design. That's fucking cool.
I wonder if am I talking bollocks here, right? That hole's in there.
Yeah.
I mean inside this one, no, I'm not talking this big long chamber. No. I wonder if this chamber here, because obviously you have no flow, you know, just pressurizing.
Yeah.
It's pressurizing the oil from not coming out.
Yeah.
You know,
that would explain why it's like that. Yeah.
Maybe it works in conjunction with that valve over there, so it's like stabilizing it's not pulling out.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that to stop the oil.
Then you have to take this off.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually very loose.
Yeah, it is. I know. It's not like part of it. It's just to seal the compressor wheel. Yeah, I don't think I want to dismantle it any more than that.
No.
It's fucking. I don't know. I feel a bit bad going into the core.
I know. Would you resist though? I don't think you would.
No, I know.
I don't think you're able to lie to yourself.
I know.
Just mark it. Just mark everything. Put it exactly in the same place. And that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit scared.
Yeah, but you can't resist.
But no, it's very fucking different.
And if you do resist and take it off, I do it one, you know.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah, I don't mind, because then you can do it. Thomas was right. I couldn't resist, so we're taking the compressor wheel off, seeing what we find. The first time I find it is it's stiff. Don't know how well. I don't know if that's going to come off very easily. I don't want to damage it.
Very precise fitment. It was balanced.
Yeah.
It was balanced on the bottom. But it's balanced on his own.
It's
though.
balanced internally, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not compressor wheel. And yeah, it uses the back of the plate as the back of the wheel.
It didn't come off at all.
No, it stayed in place, which is good because I didn't fancy doing that.
Beautiful.
So what do you think? Do you think it used pressure?
I think it would.
Yeah. It
You
used.
would pressurize it a little
Yeah.
bit. Because obviously you have clear
Yeah.
entry here. There's not this was not sealed.
It's funny now. It's been moved about a bit. It spins fucking lovely now. Look at no play. I wonder what bearing system it's got. I know older World War II turbos. Yeah, let's do it. World War II turbos were ball bearing,
Okay.
and then they went to journal bearing after because it was a lot cheaper. This being 1959, who knows? But yeah, I know we shouldn't, but let's take apart the core.
And yeah,
A bit smaller, is it?
that's 3.5.
What size have you got? You know what we should probably do? Oh,
Yeah,
fucking hell.
there's actually silicone. Hold on,
Yeah, I
don't
can
want to break
imagine
it.
there's some kind of gasket
Don't want
there.
to break it. Yeah. Paper gasket actually, believe it or not.
Well, we're using sealant for that then.
Yeah, I don't know because this makes the thickness as well. There you go.
Holy shit.
And that's your bearings. Hold on.
Does that come off then?
If this comes off, it's good. If not, we'll leave it. The thing is, this is what 51,
59, I think.
59, but it's still nice and fresh.
Yeah.
So comes off as brand new. Incredible. Incredible and beautiful.
Let me see what kind of, but if they come off or not.
Yes. It was just sealed with the oil.
Just have to remember the right order. This goes that way. Yeah.
Is it? No, that's one piece. It's part of the core.
Really?
There is a tube that we were talking about. That's overfill. It looks like a fucking overfill or something.
Yeah.
See?
Oh yeah.
It goes up when it fills up to there.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
I don't think it's overfill because it could be overfill. But
Well, it's effectively what we was talking about. It's to stop it pissing out the back.
if you fill it too much, it comes up.
Yeah, if that's too
Because
much.
obviously the oil goes in that
Yeah.
through this big hole to obviously for that bearing as well.
Yeah. It's normal bearing. I'll tell you what, it's a fucking decent design.
Not bad either.
Right, we've
Should we take the shaft off?
we've taken it apart and
There's
oh, that's the point we're
I've seen
mentioning.
through that hole there is like a C-clip holding some sort
Yeah.
of a bearing on this side. So
Earlier
this one
on,
here.
I mentioned that, which I said was some kind of pressure relief thing it looked like. Now we took this apart, I don't know if you can see inside. You probably can't without any light, so we'll get some light on it with my kind of bit. In there, it's like an overflow pipe. It really is. It basically goes to the top of the core, and when the oil gets too high, it bypasses the core entirely.
So it's roughly here, this height, is it?
It is basically a pressure relief. So
I'm doing this.
we're going to take the shaft out. As worrying as it is that we'd never get it back together, it's got to be done. Oh, it's sliding out lovely. Is it coming? Yes. Holy shit, that's a thick shaft.
That's
What's that made of then? That's not a normal turbine wheel material.
no.
100% not. A, that's a gigantic shaft. B, that's made of something that it's not, modern ones
We
aren't
haven't
made of.
finished. Now you got this secret.
Yeah, we still got more to go till we take it apart. This has got double piston rings.
Because now if we take this apart, we're gonna take this off.
Yeah, and then hopefully.
This is some cast.
You think that's metal? It almost feels like, well, we know when we take it off.
I think it is. You can see cast.
This is my worst, the worst thing. The double piston rings. It can be a fucker to get it back in without breaking
because this is tapered.
Oh shit, it's tapered.
You see, it's
Ah.
so this will be very.
Should be easy because modern turbos aren't. They are slightly tapered, but not like that. So this might actually go together. Lovely.
You got anything to remove that secret?
Oh, do we need a little circuit
Yeah,
pliers?
because my pliers they all.
They're
gone.
knackered, are they? Yes,
Yeah,
I almost
only got the
certainly
big
have.
ones. This is the incorrect way to do it.
Yes.
So don't do it.
I think these just lift off.
Yes.
So is that metal? Yeah.
It's cast.
Normal cast iron. This spins, so it should just lift off. Yeah, back plate.
There's another chamber, which is pretty much a heat separator.
Yeah. And that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
And then you have.
The bearing.
I will not take that one off.
No.
It's just slide in. But it's just a bearing.
It's just
like
a plain
this one
bearing,
here.
yeah.
Like this one
Yeah.
here.
So the design is normal.
And you have a C-clip there.
Yeah, that's how modern turbos still are.
So it is very
Yeah,
simple.
very simple, very normal. The only difference is, oh, it has got. Oh, I see. Rather than holes drilled through
Yeah,
it,
you got
it's got
slots.
slots instead. That's quite
Yeah.
clever.
And then you got to apply that overfill. Let's go
Yeah.
this way because we don't really.
So
know.
these dips, did they face outwards or inwards?
This out.
Out, right. Cool.
This kind of like.
Well, there you go. This is what a 1950s turbo looks like, and I tell you what, it's
Pretty good.
as good or better than today's turbos. Bloody hell. There you go. I guess we better pull it back together. You can put that turbine wheel back on because I've got no confidence in that. This just sits on, doesn't it? Yes. Then, all right. Just putting it all back together, I'm just commenting on how most things are the same. And it's got a 360-degree thrust bearing as standard, and a lot of even brand new OEMs aren't that, even today. Whole set always are. They've always been. I've never seen a whole set that's not a 360-degree bearing, but a lot of Garrett stuff aren't. So now it's all going back together, and it's not much different in the core to the present day.
I was gonna say that I really wanted people to appreciate this stuff because everything just fits absolutely perfect. You seen it? Just spot on. Everything absolutely beautiful. This is not CNC. This is not computer control. No.
Yeah.
This is great at the factory on the lathe making this stuff. And honestly, they did a proper job. I'm not taking the piss. I'm not joking. I mean, back in the day, obviously, women used to work on the factories and men used to work on the building sites. Yeah, and so this most likely has been built by a very clever and skilled woman.
And it
on the lathe.
is so well made.
And you get an apprentice these days, or a specialist on a CNC on the old school lathe. I'm pretty sure you will not make this.
No, I can't believe how well it goes together and apart. 'Cause
Everything was just perfect.
I've built many turbos, and I don't really like doing it because they so often are like borderline if it's gonna like work, like just all fit as it should, because things just don't. But this thing's fucking beautiful. It's like the tolerances are perfect.
It came back together easier than comes. Well, both ways.
Yeah,
it was
both
very
ways.
easy.
And that's why at first I was wondering if it was going to be ball bearing, because even like the bearings and stuff, there's no movement, there's no click, there's
But
no.
even in service, in the quality of the customer,
oh, yeah.
just spot on.
Absolutely fucking. I mean, you know, when I was first taking it apart and I said about the machining marks, I almost said CNC, and it's like, no, There was no such thing as computers in 1959. This is purely someone on a lathe with some actual proper talent. Because like the machining marks are so fine and so exact. It's like shit the bed. This is not just, this isn't just me machining a bit off the front pulley and the lathe down the back. This is this is exact. So yeah, I mean, it's got like a 360 degree thrust bearing.
This is
it's just
Greta's grandmother.
Yeah, yeah.
And has finished.
Well, made in Huddersfield, so she was probably called, what were Yorkshire people called back then? Doris or something, probably. Nora. So yeah, that's that bit. The next bit was, it was that, the spacer.
Yes, the shim.
The shim, which I think is the same both ways. And then
the plate, was it?
When it, oh yeah, sorry, of course it was a plate, yeah. Has to be the plate next. Wow.
Even this one, I don't know which way it was.
Hang on, was the... Did the... Oh, I don't think it matters which way round this goes, because the plate don't touch it anyway. No. So it's fine.
Just,
yeah, the plate just...
Between this and that, kind of like...
the plate is kind of part of the compressor wheel. It's part of the compressor thing. It's not even held on, it's like...
And then through this, you got the pressure going...
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess.
It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it's made to equalise the pressure to stop the oil coming out. Does that go on a certain way, or is it pins again or anything? Or is
no,
it nothing?
I put it exactly where Doris put it.
Yeah.
There are marks.
Yeah. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I thought it was Roman numerals at first. It's got 1, 2, 3, then it's 1 O, then 5, then S, then 0 O. It's some kind of crazy version of Roman numerals, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. There's some of it's Roman numerals, like 10. That is number 10. 1, 2, 3. But they've got, instead of 4, 1V, it says 1 O. It's some kind of different version of Roman numerals. X is still 10. If you count from the 1 to the 10, X is in the right place. 5 is in the right place. 1, 2, 3 is right. 5's right. It's just some kind of
strange
version of Roman numerals.
Oh, there you go. There's a picture proper. So
yeah.
There's an enigma for you to sort out.
Yeah, it goes. So that is correct. 1, 2, 3. Then it says a 10. So that's instead of a 4. Then a V, which is normal. Then a 5. It actually says 5. Then a 2 O's, 6. Ah, look.
Maybe a different
No, look. Right, it goes. These are, so it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. That 0 seems to be 3 and 1. Because look, 1 and 3 is 4, 5. No, that's 5, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3. If that, for some reason, if that's a 3, that would be a 4, 5. S for 6, weirdly. And 2 zeros would be, oh no, because that makes 7, so that's not right. 7, 3, and I don't fucking know. I'm going to take a picture of this and look it up.
So let's try now. This is 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
This looks like a 10, 1 or O,
yeah.
something like this. V, which is 5. S,
6.
0, 0, it looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like it was K, M, X, T. And then, but this is not where.
That's almost looks like another 00. But on its own, because that was a 0.
Yeah, but
that should be 12.
But they used to draw the zeros like this because when you put on the plates, so you can hold them when you cut it.
Because it's 12 blade.
Yeah.
10, that would be 11, 12. T is 11. I'm gonna take a photo. This must be some kind of old school engineering code. I'm gonna take a photo because this is interesting. Because the turbo wheel was the same. It had the same markings on. See if I can get a picture of it all. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm gonna work that out because that's gonna bug me forever otherwise.
Or if Doris is still alive.
Yeah. Excuse me, Doris, can you tell me your enigma?
So
code?
3 inch here. Do you know what? No,
That's smaller.
that's 2 inch.
2.2.
That's nothing, that's not 275.
No.
I wonder what that 275 is.
Yeah, these turbos are called the 3-inch series, so that's the compressor wheel overall diameter then. They're all must be that, but I don't know what the 275 means.
Unless, yeah, no, that is 275.
Yeah. Don't know.
Oh well, Doris, get in touch. And
Yeah,
let us
she
know.
must be really old by now if she's still alive.
Well, this is, yeah. Now this came up with pressure. So.
Yeah, this might need a bit of,
Persuasion.
yeah.
I'm really not too happy with that.
So yeah, this turbo actually goes apart and together better than a modern turbo, and it's got technology most modern turbos haven't got. I really want to fucking try these now.
Well, this was an absolute pleasure. Take it apart and put it back together.
It's fucking
And to
fantastic.
be honest, I said in double sense, pleasure as not every day you get yourself a turbo to disassemble from what 1959, which is was your part. Plus, just mechanically was a pleasure. Just come off so easily.
Just putting it back together, and we've shown the aerodynamic sort of bits there. I was thinking, oh, does it matter which way round it goes? Thinking, no, it probably doesn't. It does, so they've offset the pins so you can only pull it on the correct way for the best aerodynamics, the best flow. It's proper, and I like the fact that, like, certain things like this, they knew it didn't need bolting on, so it's just push fit. You know, they didn't make it more complicated than they.
So all your air was coming in, was going out only from this slot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big difference between this and the modern turbos.
Yeah. So it's a twin plenum compressor, is it?
Well, yeah.
It's the same thing. It's a diffuser, isn't it? So yeah. Is that a rubber seal? Yeah, rubber seal to keep that on. And yeah, it says 275 here as well, Thomas. So it must be a measurement to do with something.
1951. Look at this holding.
Yeah.
It's too rubbery.
Yeah. I know. As soon as I pressed it, it's like, oh my god, this is actually good. It's not dried up.
What did it
Yeah,
say?
275 again on there. Yeah, etched on. Right, let's put this final bit on. Thank you very much for your help.
Thank you very much, Doris, for your
Yeah,
service.
yeah. Thank you, Doris, for making something so fucking cool. Back to real work. And there you have it, back together and all good. I really like these turbos. I honestly would like to use them on something. I'd love to build like a period correct looking, like an old American V8 or something, I don't know, and put these on them and probably have it like EFI and whatever, but make it look old school. So although it'd have EFI, you couldn't see it, and like, so all the pipe styles and everything, there's just nothing about it that you would recognize as, you know, modern day. It'd be more like a 60s race car. But I got enough on my plate with the MX-5 and the Corolla, so it could wait for now. But hope you've liked this, and hope you've sort of learnt something. Well, I know you've learnt something, because I certainly have. Unless you're Doris that built this in 1959, you're probably totally new to this. And yeah, this is turbo stuff I've never seen before. It's kind of busts the myths a lot of people have that, you know, old school turbos and turbos have moved on and all that kind of shit that people always say. No, they haven't. As I've shown you in this video, some of this old technology is far more advanced than what we deal with today. So there you go. Cheers, and make sure you like, subscribe, share it, everything, anything that you can do, comment, anything you can do to help build the channel, because this channel is pretty tiny. And I'll see you next time.